Hello and welcome to another wonderful new episode of Anime Explained. I'm Shergog, your host, and today we are going to talk about something that the anime and especially the light novel subtly hint at: a final confrontation between Ainz and either Surshana or Rufus. But before we delve into the question, I want to quickly thank all of my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as say thanks to all of my users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the actual topic at hand and the question of how I even come to the conclusion that Ainz has such a tough fight ahead of him. It's simple. Rufus had been portrayed as a powerful entity since the 11th volume, being the first follower of surshana and all. And he is also referred to as Milord by the strongest of the 6 scriptures, and based on what the human leaders of Slain have described, he holds immense influence and knowledge. And while we still have no idea how strong Rufus actually is, considering that the Sunlight scripture could summon a 7th-tier angel and call it the highest level of angels, Rufus could possibly be just an Elder Lich or a Night Lich, created by surshana out of a whim. But there are some parallels between Ainz and the other undead Overlord. So it's possible that surshana has created an immensely powerful subordinate who might be even stronger than Ainz himself. I say this because it's more or less confirmed that surshana and Ainz had a very similar character build. How do I came to this conclusion? Well, Zeshi Zetsumai still wields surshana's original weapon, Charon's guidance, and by using the sight of his, she can tap into one of Surshana's abilities, his strongest skill. The goal of all life is death. This powerful ability can only be obtained by not min-maxing a character solely for combat, but by creating a truly powerful Overlord role-playing build, specializing in insta-death and ghost magic, rather than being optimized solely for PvP battles. The Eclipse class, which also requires having 5 levels in it, in order for the goal of all life is death to be unlocked, has such specific prerequisites that apparently not many would pick it, or indeed be able to know of its existence. So it's quite possible that surshana had a similar build to Ainz, and Ainz, as we know, is capable of creating immensely powerful undead. I'm not just talking about a Doom Lord who managed to shag Platinum's armor. I'm talking about a Grim Reaper Thanatos or a Death Emperor. These summonings have enormous power, and for Ainz to call them, he would have to spend experience points to summon them into the new world. We also know that Ainz can greatly buff his summons. I mean, just look at how strong this Elder Lich would be on his very own, and how strong he became with Ainz's buffs. That's an increase of 20 to 40% points than he would normally have in his stats, and the 40% buff also affected his health bar. In other words, a high-level summoning, perhaps even one at level 100 or close by, buffed by surshana in the same manner that Ainz could buff his summons, could be the equivalent of a level 120 to 140 monster. So in this fight, surshana's first servant could be incredibly powerful, and Ainz could therefore be at a disadvantage, unless he can summon reinforcement or strengthen himself. This brings us to the second point. Thanks to Platinum, we know that sometimes player groups have 2 world-class items with them. The question now is, where he obtained this rather specific knowledge. Well, if we consider that the Theocracy seems to know that having Zeshi destroy the Elf Kingdom would unleash Platinum's wrath, unless he was busy dealing with Ainz shenanigans, and that Platinum knew Rufus' name, it seems that both sides know quite a lot about each other, so it is possible that Slain also possessed a second world item, perhaps one that makes invocations or any other form of support impossible, and it also would need to be one of the 20. Otherwise it wouldn't affect Ainz at all, because he has a world-class item of his own with him, all the time, his red orb. and all of the 20 can only be used once, which would also explain why Slain would have saved this item for a spectacular battle under dire circumstances, like the one against Ainz in the future. But even if Rufus is just a random lich, and the godkins of the other players were always stronger than him, with Zeshi's loss and the upcoming war binding the other strongest forces and the second strongest godkin of Slain, the treasury could soon be weakly guarded. And if the speculated second world-class item of Slain has the ability to resurrect someone, essentially being the hard counter to Longinius, the world-class item that could erase players from the game, then it is possible that Rufus had been waiting for half a millennia now, for a moment Slain would grow weak enough so that he could snatch the item in order to resurrect Surshana. This means that Ainz would then have to face a superior version of himself in the end, making his invasion of Slain even more exciting. And I'm saying this because Ainz only has a role-playing build and was just average at best in his guild, especially compared to players like Tabula Smaragdina, who was the better magic caster, not to mention Ulbert Elaine Odell or Touch Me, who were clearly superior when compared to Ainz. Meanwhile, Surshana has consistently been described as the strongest of the 6 players, so it's possible that in the end, Ainz will have to face a stronger version of himself, a player with a stronger Overlord build than his own, and more than a lived century of experience, making the battle against Slain even more thrilling. And I would really love to see such a fight where Ainz has to contend with a superior opponent, because after all we haven't had one since Sheltier Bloodfallen's mind control incident and the subsequent fight between the two. So that's my opinion. And now I'm interested in yours. Please let me know about your ideas about the video and about whether or not you think it possible that Ainz will have to fight Rufus or Surshana and be at a disadvantage for once. Let me know it down in the comment section. And as always, I say thank you for watching and special thanks to Order Daddy Order, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pentum, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomir, Cune Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenukai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.